Good morning. I just want to spend a couple minutes with you today talking about our educational system at large. It reared its ugly head with me again yesterday when I was talking to a young lady who is working as a front desk clerk in an accounting office after she chose to leave a 20-year teaching gig because she's got burned out. I mean, if you and she was so frustrated, and she's even disappointed in herself because she's felt like she's letting these kids down. But truly, the kids are being let down on multiple fronts, and the last person that's letting down these kids are the teachers. We're underpaying them. Since 1990, their salaries have effectively been the same, and then when you take into account inflation, they've gone. They've even gone down in terms of the purchasing power of the dollars that they have. We've added staff, usually non-educational staff, cafeteria workers, because now we're serving breakfast and other meals in the schools. Some administrator teacher assistants to help sort of maybe bring down the classroom size, but you still need teachers in these classrooms. Teachers assistants are hardly qualified in many instances to teach the classes that are going on. And of course, we're paying for increased health care, and then we're paying for pensions because we've underfunded teachers' pensions for so long. So given all of that, what we're ending up doing is these teachers that are working today are paying for these past sins of underfunded pensions, and they're going to get a smaller pension when they retire. So I'm not sure what about that makes any sense to anybody. I just think that that's pretty stupid. I mean, if our goal is to create a miserable work environment where employees are stressed out, burned out, disrespected, given no say in their job, we just need to look at the U.S. school system and the teachers at large. I was a substitute teacher for about a year, not quite a year. I had 30 years in the military. I really wanted to get in. I was motivated to get in and teach physics and science and math because I could apply them to real life problems. I was an aviator and a nuclear power engineer, so I could do this stuff. And so I had lofty ideals of getting in there and talking about kids about the power of their presence and everything else that is important as they get ready to go on to their next phase in life. And I spent 70%, 80% of my time breaking up fights, telling boys to quit picking on and harassing girls. Just tons of disruptive behavior, writing up referrals that didn't go anywhere because the litigation environment is such that it's almost as bad as our bail-free criminal releases that are going on out in the various cities that we all know so well. There's no empowerment. They're not engaged. They don't have any sense of being able to improve the educational status of their kids. We have maligned attitudes a variety of different places about teachers, and they are probably like I said, the least empowered and disrespected profession in the country. And yet, these are the people that we are that are going to be the gateways to bringing these young men and women into the next level of education and into the workplace. This is where we're going to teach them and motivate them and want them to learn the sciences and the maths and the physics and the reading and the English literature and all of these things. And yet they're so burned out that they cannot even look forward to the next day. Over 2.3 million days of work are projected to be lost this year because of sick leave and other personal leaves because they just get burned out. They are stressed out, they're burned out, and they are looking for new jobs. They're everywhere. They're looking for new jobs. The school boards in general are not able to help. In the particular school board in which I live, in the school district I live, I've even tried to volunteer retired military officers to go in and talk about the power of their presence and a little bit of the what I'll call the soft skills in terms of just being a better person. There are a lot of us who have tried to teach in the school system. I've never quit anything in my life until last year when I quit substitute teaching because I wasn't teaching. I was babysitting. And in many cases, I was not even able to do that because, you can't touch a child. You've got to be very careful. I mean, I got warned about all the bad kids. I knew who they were, and that front office knew who they were. But the administrators felt powerless as well to do anything about it because of the litigious nature of parents coming in and saying Johnny or Mary couldn't possibly have done what this teacher said that they did, but it's happening all around them. I think that all of us need to get engaged with our schools, support our administrators, support our teachers, demand that our school boards get work on these salaries, demand that our legislators at the state level and the federal level start working about getting involved with teacher pay and giving them some empowerment and some rights to basically create some sort of a disciplinary structure in their school, so they're not a funny farm where people are just moving around, playing around, being disruptive, because that's what's happening every day. This is so frustrating when I talk to teachers who have felt like they have failed, but really it's the system that has failed them, and we owe them we need them. I don't know the statistic. I read it, but I can't remember it now. But the percent reduction in numbers of people that are going into education at the college level, because it's probably about the 11th or 12th lowest profession in terms of overall pay. And yet, when you look at the professions above it, legal, lawyers, engineers, accountants, none of them have to deal with this mess that is lack of discipline with the kids that are not really held accountable at home. So they come to school and they don't feel like they have to be held accountable there either. So that's my rant for the day. I'm just I pray for teachers. I wish I had the courage to go back in and go back and try it again. But I have a feeling within 6 months, maybe less, I'd be leaving the door again, because I don't. I had command of an aircraft carrier. I had kids that wanted to be accountable and they wanted to be responsible, and so I didn't have to babysit. I just had to get out of their way and let them do wonderful things. Here's quite the opposite. We can't get halfway through a lesson plan because we're I'm taking computers away because they're on illegal apps. I'm telling them to just sit. I'm telling young ladies that it's probably not a good plan to raise their leg while they're wearing a dress. I mean, it goes on and on and on. You can tell I'm emotionally engaged in this because I have family members who are educators, and they worked hard and they made it through their career, both as administrators and teachers. But the toll is pretty significant. They love kids. They care about them so much. Sometimes I think they care about them more than some of the parents do. But whatever it is, we've got to fix it, and we all ought to be demanding that this be addressed, and we get paid back up. We give them the empowerment to teach, and the empowerment to discipline where required. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard, So anyway, signing off. Just had to rant a little bit about this. I think, like I said, we should all be worried about it. Yep, have a great day. Talk to you soon.